The new news is what happened with the Inspector General leak yesterday. We find out from ABC News that it looks like Jim Comey is going to be labeled as someone who defied authority, was insubordinate, and Loretta Lynch gets some criticism, too, for her meeting on the tarmac with Bill Clinton. Now, Bill O'Reilly tweeted out something that I had also thought about. He said, well, if this is it, if this is all they have, that's not going to be some big nirvana for the pro-Trump people who thought that this IG report was going to deliver some incredible result. Insubordination and, Loretta Lynch, should have done things differently on the Bill Clinton conversation. Is that really all we've been waiting for? Joining us now is Joe Digenova, former U.S. attorney for D.C., partner at Digenova and Tenzing, his firm he founded with his wonderful wife, Vicky. Joe, it's good to talk to you. Let's talk about this IG leak. What do you think about O'Reilly's point that this might be a sign that there's not enough there for any real momentum?
Well, we have to remember that the Inspector General doesn't have the power to conduct grand jury investigations, doesn't have subpoena authority, can't interview people who've left government. Anybody who talks to him voluntarily if they've left government, as opposed to the FBI officials who were still on the payroll and were forced to talk to him, like Page and Strzok, Priestap, and others. I have never been expecting much from this report other than what has been leaked. And what I thought has to happen is now there has to be a grand jury. There has to be a grand jury investigation into the way in which the FBI and the Justice Department conducted the Hillary Clinton interview. Did it violate the law? Were there violations of not only policy, but criminal statutes? Was there a type of collusion between the defense team and others which corrupted the investigative process? If it doesn't get into that, if it doesn't say that the investigative process was totally corrupted, then it's useless. I do expect it to say that the investigative process of Hillary Clinton was corrupted by Comey and DOJ officials. Whether or not those were crimes remains to be seen. I don't know the answer to that. That would require a federal grand jury. I don't think Rod Rosenstein will ever authorize one because he does not believe that DOJ officials ever violate the law. They may, do misjudgments and things like that, but I have no confidence in Rod Rosenstein. I mean, he's just, one of the reasons that Trey Gowdy and Paul Ryan have engaged in this ludicrous notion that there was no spying on the Trump campaign is that Gowdy actually had lunch with Rosenstein a couple of weeks ago at a Washington restaurant. And the word on the street is that Ryan and Gowdy have agreed to purposely downplay spying by the FBI in an effort to help moderate Republicans who were very worried about the tone of the criticism of the FBI from Nunes and others. If you can believe that, that's absolutely true. That's the word on the street. And the second thing is, listen to this. Gowdy, people have been wondering, did he have a brain transplant? Remember how he's been kind of weird for the last month?
I'm not a fan.
He's in negotiations with several networks to be a commentator when he leaves Congress. There is your answer.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be part of the unwashed masses if you're going to CNN or you're going to MSNBC, then you have to be a Trump critic. So this is his bona fides. And Paul Ryan's on his way out the door, too. So is Corker, so is Flake.
Exactly.
And they're all part of in some ways, part of the resistance on some issues. I mean, Ryan's been supportive on other things. But I've never thought Gowdy was up to the task of cross-examining people on Capitol Hill, Joe. I think he did a lousy job in the Benghazi hearings. He never got anything from Hillary.
No, he was awful. In fact, the Benghazi report that they issued really avoided all of the key questions and never got to the heart of the matter. And that was purposely done. I mean, it's just very, very disappointing for those of us that have met with the families of the Benghazi victims and worked with them over the years and who were, aware of what happened on the tarmac in Dover, Delaware when Hillary lied to the families, claiming that it had been a video. I mean, this This is amazing what these people have gotten away with. I'm extremely disappointed in Gowdy, and I'm not surprised by Ryan because this isn't his ball game. You know, he's a Jack Kemp money tax guy. He doesn't like these investigative issues. He doesn't understand them well, and he doesn't explain them well. There was no reason for the speaker to say some of the things he said yesterday, and certainly Gowdy actually sounded a little loony when he said this is exactly the way you want your FBI to act. Guess what, Trey? Speaking as a former United States attorney as an independent counsel, I don't ever want my FBI acting the way they did in any of these proceedings. I think his comments were ridiculous.
No, it's disgusting. It's just like you just believe everything they're telling you in these briefings when you don't even see the original documents. You just get briefed on the documents, and then we still have all these documents missing.
They have never seen the underlying documents. Now, I understand that those documents are going to be delivered today.
Yeah, I saw that piece come out this morning that the certain documents are you're going to get an invitation. Certain people are getting invitations to see them. So that's the party.
What a disgusting display of arrogance by the FBI and the Department of Justice. When this is over, Rosenstein should be gone. And poor Jeff Sessions, what a pathetic performance. I love Jeff. I've known him since we were U.S. attorneys together in the Reagan administration. He is such a disappointment. You know, where is this speech? If you're the Attorney General and you see what's happening to your department in the FBI, you need to give an overarching speech in the Great Hall where you describe what's going on, the activities that have occurred in the past, and you say, I want the American people to know we are addressing these things. We're going to change them. We're going to conduct legitimate investigations to see if anybody should be punished. He has never done that since he became Attorney General, as if his recusal has removed his brain. You have to be able to tell the American people how you are saving the Justice Department and the FBI, and he has never done it.
No, and Lindsey Graham received a letter from, I guess, Rosenstein yesterday, or assurance from him that Rosenstein said he would step down from supervising Mueller if deemed appropriate. The guy is a witness. He's a witness in the investigation. How can he be supervising Mueller? He signed one of the FISA warrants.
Not only that, if you believe that Mueller is investigating a corrupt firing of James Comey by the president as an obstruction, then Rod Rosenstein is a co-conspirator because he recommended the firing and signed the memo that gave all the reasons that he should be fired. By the way, this is the reason that people are going directly to the White House for pardons, because they believe that the pardon attorney and Rosenstein will block everything from getting to the president. That's why the White House counsel's office is now the center of pardon requests rather than DOJ. They are ignoring the department because nobody trusts Rosenstein. He has become the face of an embarrassing, incompetent Justice Department under Jeff Sessions' direction. I mean, we're involved in a pardon now. We didn't go to the Justice Department. We're going directly to the White House.
You're listening to the Laura Ingraham Show. We're talking to Joe Digenova. Joe, on this, getting back to this issue about Comey and this leaked information from the IG report, this is what Saul Weisenberg said last night on my show.
Mm-hmm. It's very serious. Insubordination is not a strong enough word. You asked the question, why didn't he go to Loretta Lynch? He makes it very clear in his book. He thought the Department of Justice was corrupted. It was a horrendous thing for him to do. It violated every protocol on the face of the earth. It wasn't his job, but that's why he did it.
Saul wasn't concerned that it said insubordination. He said it casts a pall on basically the entire investigation. Because of the way the Hillary email and Foundation investigation began, and that Strzok was in both investigations, both the Russia and the email investigation.
Oh, well, not only that, Saul was absolutely right. But here's the thing that overarchingly carries the day. James Comey subverted the Constitution. He turned the Constitution on its head. Not only was this insubordination of the rankest kind, that's not even a close question. To conclude that he was insubordinate that's step number one. What did he do after that? He committed perjury on Capitol Hill. He lied about the things that he did. And in so doing, he not only corrupted